I remember this like it was yesterday. I was in college and had just taken my seat in the movie theater. I was with a friend, but he was getting food. A mother and her daughter came in and sat right behind me. The daughter in her late teens, and the conversation went something along these lines. "Mom, I can't wait to see this movie. I just love Johnny Depp." The mother replies, "Yes, dear. I'm excited too. I hear it's a really interesting story." The daughter, "And Mom, I love Kate Winslet. She's so pretty." The mother replies, "I think the writer got nominated for an Academy Award for this." Daughter replies, "Oh, really? Wait, movies are written?" And that's screenwriting for you. You create the foundation, the basis for the entire project. Without you, there would be nothing. And the people don't even know you exist. They don't go to movies for the writers. Though to me, that's the most important part. Then again, I am a screenwriter. So, well, glad you asked. A screenplay, in its most technical sense, is the directions and shooting instructions for what the camera is to capture. However, it's more than just the directions. It's the formulation of the blueprint and the core. Everything involved, heart, characters, dialogue, emotion, all brought together for this work of art you're creating. Thus, screenwriting. The process of creating this document that will one day be captured on the screen, and those that create the document, known as screenwriters or a screenwriter. Could be many, could be one. So, are you hooked? Ready to give up medical studies and your day job and devote your life to screenwriting? Not yet. Well, let me tell you. Screenwriting is an art. It's laughter. It's tears. It's making the impossible possible. But it's not all fun and games. It's craft as well. Page constraints, budgetary restrictions, specific formatting, time constraints, too much exposition, and people know way too much. Don't tell them enough, and people don't know what the heck's going on. You create characters that no one cares about, a story that everyone's seen before, or worst of all, boring. It takes a really long time to be a good screenwriter, but you gotta start somewhere. So, I figure I should tell you a bit about myself. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. The Princess Bride. Nobody? Nobody? Watch more movies. My name is screenwriter Steve. I've been a working professional in Hollywood for 10 years, and I'm also a professor of screenwriting. Now, let me tell you, there's a million how-to videos out there. Hey, come back. Hey. Good. Yeah, I can only handle one of me. And those videos are as informative and academic and intellectual and thorough and knowledgeable as I could ever be. So the one thing I've got, which I think is the most important thing for gaining screenwriters, we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. Fun. Did I say it enough times? Our first lesson in screenwriting will be breaking it down to the basic tenets of drama. The three foundations of any movie or script for that matter: story, plot, and character. First, story. Story is found in all forms of human creativity, art, and entertainment, including oral, speech, literature, theater, music, comics, journalism, film, television, video games, radio, and even the performance arts. Ah, but what is story? A story, whether true or made up, is a succession of connected incidents to tell of a whole event. Also can be referred to as what happened. For example, the movie Titanic. The story is of two lovers from different classes in society falling in love on the maiden voyage of the Titanic. This is a story of large proportions. To understand better, let's show an easier and live example.
Let's say, for example, the story of Steve's lost marker. Well, Steve lost his marker. Where could my marker be? Ah! There it is. One way of finding the marker. So, let's try another way telling the same story. Steve's lost marker. Where is it? No. There. No. Ah. There it is. Found. So, as you can tell, both examples are the story of Steve finding his lost marker, and they differed in a way as how it happened, and that is known as plot.
But what is plot? Plot is the individual incidences that connect along the way to make up the story, also known as how it happened. Again, for example, the movie Titanic. Jack Dawson wins a trip on the Titanic during a dockside card game, where he spots Rose DeWitt Buttaker, who is on her way to the United States to marry her rich and snobby fiancé. Rose feels helpless in her situation and makes her way to the deck and thinks of suicide until she is rescued by Jack. Her fiancé is therefore obliged to invite Jack to dine at their first-class table, where Jack suffers through the ridicule of his hosts. In return, Jack secretly takes Rose to the third class for an evening of dancing, giving her the time of her life. Rose decides to forsake her intended future, and she asks Jack, who has made his living making sketches on the streets of Paris, to draw her in the nude, wearing the invaluable blue diamond her fiancé had given her. The fiancé finds out and has Jack locked away. Soon afterwards, the ship hits an iceberg, and Rose must find Jack, while both must run from the fiancé as the Titanic sinks into the freezing water.
That was a mouthful. So, just to understand this one more time, let's see these incidences again.
Well, Steve lost his marker. Where could my marker be? Ah, there it is.
That was one of the examples of what the plot could be.
Steve's lost marker. Where is it? No. No. Ah, there it is.
So, that was the second example of the plot. A little more complex, however, both still accomplish the same story, Steve losing his marker, Steve finding his marker, but it was done in a different way. So how it happened, also known as plot, was different. And, last but not least, my personal favorite, character.
But what is character? Character is a combination of the features and traits that form the individual nature of some person or thing, also known as who it is happening to. And again, for example, Titanic. Who is one of the main characters? Jack Dawson, a poor 20-year-old from Wisconsin. His family died in a fire when he was young, and he's been surviving by selling his sketches for just a few cents here and there.
I am Esteban, the sexy brother of Steve. Now, let's see what happens when we tell the same story with the same plot, but a completely different character. Ah, where is my last marker? Where are you, pretty baby? Where are you? Come to me. Come to me. Ah, there she is. Ah, you're so beautiful. And there you have it. The same story. The same plot, but a completely different sexy character. And you feel completely emotionally different about the entire situation. And now, you have the 3 components: story, plot, and character to create the screenplay.
Well now, welcome back. What would class be without a little homework? So, I realize you're not all screenwriters yet, and you're still learning, so you might need some assistance to do the work we're going to do today. So I'm going to give you some assistance. I'm going to help you find ways in which we find ideas to write about, and I'm going to give you 2 of those ways. One way is to write about something you know, something you care about, something you've experienced, something you've been through. I, for one, my favorite hobby is beard grooming. So, I might write a story about a specific character who's very into beard and mustache competitions. Or, another idea, write what you'd like to see happen, something you fantasized about or envisioned or wanted to happen but never could in reality. For example, I don't know much about our camera op, Li Jian, and I'd like to see him get murdered by a samurai warrior. So, your homework is, using one of the 2 ideas, either something from your own experience or something you'd like to see, is to write 1 story. The story stays the same, but with 2 different plots. One with a simple plot, and another, a second, with a more complex plot, using any specific character of your choice, and any story you want to write. Therefore, we've practiced our lesson, done our homework, and done some screenwriting.